Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So today we are going to do another motor vlog, and as you can see, today also it's a night vlog. I'll tell you guys exactly why I'm doing only night vlogs these days. And as you can see, the bike is very dirty. There's a lot of mud there, and yeah, because of the rain and stuff, the roads are filled with mud, right? And this is a paddock which I recently got. It costed me 1,500 only. It was a good deal, so I bought it because for chain lubing and cleaning it was very helpful. So let's start the ride. Let me take the bike. I'll just place this here and let's go. So once again, hello guys, welcome to a new video. So today also we are gonna go to the same location, but we'll be taking the main road. Last time we took a right, and today we'll take a left from here. We'll go through the main road. It's called the Bannerghatta main road, the one which I mentioned in the last ride. So today in this video I'm gonna tell you guys the story of how I reached KTM Adventure 390, like how many bikes I had before, which all were that, and why I finally reached in this bike. Why is nobody moving, man? Oh, crazy. Normally people just, when it turns green itself, they'll start moving. And today nobody wants to go. I seriously don't know why. Yeah. So to tell you guys about my journey with bikes, I'll first tell you when I learned riding. Okay, so I was in my 7th standard, and oh, that was a red light. Okay, but everybody was moving, so that's why I just came. So yeah, I was in 7th standard when I when I first learned how to ride a bike, how to ride a motorcycle. So I had my uncle who had a Hero Honda CD100 SS. That's the name of the bike, and the first thing was like he was sitting there and I was sitting in the front on his lap, and he just gave me the accelerator, like you can just turn it and it goes like that. So I did that. That was my first experience, and after that I was obsessed with bikes, man. I was completely obsessed, and there is no way for me to get a bike. I mean, even if I ask my parents, they won't be giving me a bike, because I'm a school going student, and then I was a college going student, and I asked 2-3 times, and I knew the answer was no, so I did not go ask after that. But when I look back at those times, I had done something like, whenever I see my friends in a bike who comes to my house or something, I used to ask them, like, can I take it for a ride? And today when I'm looking back at that moments, I don't feel that was a very nice thing to do. But how did I know at that time? I was very obsessed with these bikes, and I just wanted one chance to ride a bike. I have asked multiple friends just for a ride, and many of them gave me the bike for the ride, but there were people who did not give me the bike also. But yeah, that's definitely okay, because it's their bike, and maybe some point of time even I might not want somebody else to ride my bike, right? That's their thing. But when I'm looking back at it, but I'm not feeling so nice about it. So yeah, I was really obsessed with it. I had multiple posters of bikes in my room, and it wasn't a well-made poster. I just took it from the newspapers and I just stuck it there. So yeah, I knew a few of the bike names at that time. I was not, I did not too many bike names and all, but yeah, some of it. And then I completed my engineering. I was in Bangalore, and in that room I had a friend who had a Honda Dio. So as obsessed I was, I just take it for whatever reason I could get, and I just ride in it. So yeah, this traffic is one of the biggest congested place in this road actually. So I hope I get the green light, and then I'll continue with the story. Okay, yeah, we got it. So yeah, there was a Dio, and sometime my flat was very near to the college, and it was just only walking distance. So there was no much of need of a bike there. And in one of the other room where I stayed, there was a old Yamaha Libero. I don't know if you guys remember that bike, which had a very weird headlamps. So yeah, that was there, but those were like very short term, and it was not mine, it was my friends who stays with me. And that guy had an indicator to the left and is moving right. Okay, yeah, so my first bike, after I completed the college, I joined a company as a digital marketer. Before joining as a digital marketer, I was into customer service in one of the company in Marthalli, Bangalore. So at that time I did not have a bike and all, but in the second company when I reached, after a very long gap, I asked my parents for a bike, and they just gave me 50,000, and that too, by keeping the gold and all that. And I don't know, I was very adamant about getting a bike, maybe it's because I did not ask for a while, and finally I asked, and they gave me the money. Okay, so I had 50,000 with me, and I was checking on OLX and all that, and I saw a bike which is a Yamaha R15 V2, and me and my friend Samir, we both went to see the bike, and both of us had no clue about bike and how to check if it is in good condition and all that. We just asked that guy, how stupid we were. We asked that guy, the one who was selling it, right? We asked him if the bike was nice. He told it was nice, and that was good for us. We just took the bike like that, and it had multiple issues. Multiple means too many issues. And also one of the other issues was that the guy said it is a first owner, and in the RC card it clearly said serial number 2 or 3. Okay, and we, even by seeing that, we had no idea. That's how dumb we were. And we paid the amount and all that, and after taking the bike, it had multiple issues. Like I said, one of the issues was whenever I turn on the headlamps, the battery drained so fast, and if the bike turns off at any point of time at night, I won't be able to self-start it. It won't work. I have to put it in second and push it that way. So it was very tough, and that is when I changed my company and got a job in BMW, and I had to travel too many, like 25 kilometers or something. I used to go in this bike, and how tough it was. Yeah, you can see me coming, right? And what's the point of honking? Yeah, that's okay, that's just traffic rants. Yeah, so that was there, and when I was in BMW, one day I sold this bike. I did not fix the electrical issues of that bike, but I sold the bike, and I told the guy who purchased that. He asked me like, what are the known issues of this bike, and I told him these are the issues, and he was okay with it. He said he'll fix it, and I sold it for some 46 or 47,000. And then with that money, I paid the down payment for a Yamaha R15 V3. It was launched at that time it had, I mean, maybe it wasn't launched at that time, it later model which has dual channel ABS and all that. So that bike I took, and that was my first bike which I paid with my own money. And technically when you're checking, it's not my own money, because it was the money that I got from the, I mean, selling of V2, right? And that was given by my parents, but that's okay, I'm their son. Yeah, and that bike was one of the heavenly bike, because it gave me 52 kilometer per liter mileage, and in a very short time I had 30,000 kilometers in the odometer. So yeah, and also that was during the COVID time also, when we were not allowed to go out much. So I used it very well, and kilometers, I mean, mileage was really good. Everything was good about that bike. The service cost was less, and no much major issues for the bike, all those things. So it was really good. And then I had to, just one issue with the bike is the posture, riding posture. And when I'm riding from Bangalore to my hometown, which is 350 kilometers away, for a very long time, it's very tough, and it's bad for my back, right? So yeah, I decided to sell it. And on the day I sold it, the next day I got 1.3 lakh for that bike. And on the next day, with that 1.3, I bought a Mojo, Mahindra Mojo, which was a second owner bike. So that was one of the very, very good bike, but rarely seen anywhere. It's a very good machine, but their service sucks, and it's not good, I mean, service wise. So I had it for a very long time, and while I was having it, that was also during the COVID time, towards the last, I guess. And one day I had kept my Mojo in my hometown, and when I came to Bangalore, I had no bike in here. Okay, so what I did was, that was an instant purchase. I just spent 30,000 and bought a Yamaha FC16 2012 model, and I still have it in my hometown. And that was one of the very good bike, and I bought it for 30,000. And I guess even if I'm selling it today, I might get the same price, maybe a little bit more, 35 or something like that. But what I'm trying to say is that it was a very good purchase. Okay, so I had a Mojo and then FZ, right? So I wanted to sell the Mojo. The only reason was the bad service. The service center, right, where I'm going, they were good at first, and suddenly one day they changed the person who does the Mojo service, and the next guy had no clue about much of the stuffs about Mojo. So he had given me some issues with the oxygen sensor of that bike, and I had to complain and get that money back, not money back, but get it done for free, because it was mistake of the guy who fixed it, not actually fixed it. Yeah, so Mojo was there, and towards the end, like I said, these issues came in, right? So I decided to sell it, but I wasn't getting a good price for the bike, and most of the people want it under 1 lakh. I bought it for 1.3, and I listed it for 1.3 itself, then 1.2, then 1.1. Nobody wants it. Some of them came, but they were expecting 60,000, 70,000 and all that, which is not at all a good price for that bike. Bike is in really good condition, and the kilometers were also less, like 30,000 kilometers is what it had on the Odo. So I thought the guy was gonna fall. So yeah, when I had the Mojo itself, I decided to buy a bike, because I thought that okay, slowly I'll sell the bike. And then that is when I purchased this bike. So I wanted an upgrade always, so it was 300cc Mojo, and then I thought, okay, what's next? So it was 390cc, but yeah, not but. So 390cc, so I finally decided I'll take the KTM Adventure 390, and I took it, and I'm very happy with this bike. The service cost is not as expected. I had two bikes in my mind when I was trying to purchase. One was BMW G310 GS, and second one was this. I had no other bike in my mind, and so I just chose this one because the other one, the BMW one, I heard that the service, not service cost, but the spare parts, the cost were a little bit on the higher side. So that is how I finally reached on KTM Adventure 390. So yeah, that's the story, and I timed it kind of perfectly well. See this guy? His kid is there and he's walking so slowly, like he's walking in front of his house. That's okay. I see a lot of, worse people than this. You will be seeing them in the coming vlogs as well. So yeah, like I said, I timed it perfectly, so I almost reached the place where I wanted to be, and the story is also over. I will just take this road, let them have the discussion and decide whom to go. See, letting the kids walk on this side of the road, that's so bad. Move. I think I have to just speak my mind. Yep. So yeah, thank you very much for listening to the story of how I reached this bike. I'll see you on the next one. And also, like I said, I'm new to this motovlogging, right? So you guys could give me some comments where you let me know how the feedback on these vlogs, so that I can better it, or just take a feedback like how it is. So yeah, I'm finally here. Thank you very much for your time, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.